The Megavalanche is one of the world's most iconic mountain bike races. We spoke to Team CRC Mavic racer Kelan Grant for his top tips on what to take with you and what to do when you get out there. Kelan, you're a veteran of the Megavalanche. If anyone's preparing to go out to the Alps this year, what do they need to prepare on their bikes before they go?
The Megavalanche is based in Alpe, and it's just not similar to the trails we ride here at home. It's really rough, it's raw, it's sore on bike, it's sore on bodies. Definitely before you go, I just recommend getting the bike of just a full rundown, a full service, suspension, gears, making sure all your bearings are sweet, and just so you don't run into problems when you're out there. It's dry, it's fast, it's loose. Anything you can get fixed and tweaked on the bike before you go is just going to make life a lot easier when you get out there. So we're talking servicing, suspension, greasing bearings, and just replacing parts that may need replaced before something happens to them. In the list of spares, of course, we're going to run like an inner tube, tyre levers, CO2, that's going to be attached to the bike. It's going to be there if you need it. If you get a flat or slice of tyre in the middle of Alpe on the top of a glacier, you're on your own. Like, there's no one there to help you, there's no uplifts up there, it's just you and the mountains. So a little CO2, a tube, a multi-tool, and whatever spares you'd bring out in a normal ride basically. Some people go for a backpack. You could also hold water and stuff like that there, but definitely a spares kit. For bringing out, in terms of spares to have off the bike, you might need a tyre. It's a long week. The week starts on the Tuesday all the way through to the Sunday, so maybe like a spare set of tyres, maybe like a gear cable and a spare chain and stuff that you may not think would get broke at home, but it might get broke out there on the dry rock.
What about stuff like protection, so body armour and helmet? Maybe
if you're going out in your local ride and you only use like a half face sort of helmet, I'm pretty sure the Mega, it's compulsory to have a full face and black plate. Yeah, definitely bring them. Stuff like knee pads, good heavy duty gloves, and maybe prep with stuff like a coat, because it gets quite cold up top and then it gets quite warm at the bottom. But definitely a back plate, a good full face helmet, and if you have it, you can get some tinted lenses for your goggles because the snow does be quite bright. What people don't realise is there's 2,000 people to get to the top of that hill, so it's quite a long wait when you get to the top. It could be up to 2 hours waiting for everyone just to get filtered in. A nice thing to have is just like a spare base layer that you can tuck into your pocket so you're not carrying a coat the whole way through the race.
So you've got 3 Megavalanches under your belt now. What would you advise people to do when they get to the Alps? You know, you're starting your practice week, you're riding every day. What kind of advice would you give to people?
Definitely as soon as you get there, just get out for a ride. You're actually in elevation when you get up to the Mega. The start of the Mega is over 3,000 metres. So if you haven't rode in that elevation before, you're going to feel it right away. So get out there and adapt to it. Ride some of the tracks. It may look dry, but it's going to be fine dust and it's going to be slippy. Just get out there and ride for a while and just get used to the terrain and the conditions.
And what about the conditions of the trails over there? Like, they're pretty mental in some parts, especially the snow.
It's one of the most unique races in the world. From top to bottom, you have so many styles of different terrain. At the top, of course, you've got the snow. It's going to be icy. There's going to be snow that's deep. Straight off the snow, you've got some wet rock where the snow runs off, completely different to the dry, dusty rock when you get down into Alpe town. You've got climbs that are going to be tough, physical, again at altitude, and again steep, tacky terrain, forest, rock, open. It's literally just got it all, so yeah, it's quite difficult.
And is there any way you can prepare for all these nutters flying into you from behind and from the side?
You can train all year for the Mega, but at the end of the day, it is a bit of a lottery. There's 1,000 other people there that want to be there just as much as you and make that corner just as much as you. And sometimes you just have to grit your teeth and get on with it, and that's the unique style of the Megavalanche. It's tough. There's a lot of people that want to do just as well as you do, and you just have to get stuck in and get some sharp elbows going, I guess.
So you get there, what would you tweak on your bike before race day?
Most people run their bike till as fast as they can, and just for race pace. We are riding this track fast, but we're going to lean towards a wee bit more comfort setting. It's a long race, it's going to take over an hour for a lot of people. So if you can sort of tune and set up your bike to a wee bit more comfort rather than race speed, maybe soften the suspension a wee bit, run maybe heavy duty tyres and even an insert if you have that. We're trying to get the bike as robust as we can, free from hitting big rocks, and stop mechanicals happen really is what we're trying to do. It's rough and it's long, you're going to be making mistakes, you're not going to be hitting all the lines that you want, and of course you have other people that are going to be bashing, trying to steal those lines as well, so try to make the bike as robust as you can.
And are there any top tips you'd give to people to get them prepped for the day?
It's a long day. from when you go to the start to the finish, you start at 5 o'clock and you might not get finished till 11 or 12 that afternoon, even though the race only lasts an hour. Bring a bit of food with you. You're going to be standing around for a bit at the top, maybe some extra base layers, just to make life a lot easier. And keep smiling as well. It's early morning, and it's, you know, it feels a bit unusual getting up 5 o'clock for a race, and it can be a wee bit daunting and nervous that high up, starting on the snow. Everyone else is, you can almost smell the fear, but just keep smiling. You're there for the fun, and it's all a bit of crack.
Have you ever ridden the Megavalanche? Are you thinking of taking on this year's race? If you've got any top tips, let us know in the comments section below.
I'm Kelan Grant, Chain Reaction Mavic Cycles Enduro Team Racer. Stop laughing! Oh, Lord. I'm CRC I'm CRC Mavic I'm CRC Mavic Racer Kelan Grant. Oh, I'm CRC Mavic Racer Kelan Grant. For f***'s sake. Right, I'm just going to keep my hands at bay here. I'm CRC Mavic Racer Kelan Grant. Swipe up for my top tips on this year's Megavalanche. I'm CRC... Oh jeez, why am I doing the pointing again? I'm CRC Mavic Enduro Racer Kelan Grant. I'm CRC... Oh, for f***'s sake. I know this is tough. I'm CRC... sake. I'm CRC Mavic Racer Kelan Grant. Swipe up for my top tips on this year's... Did I miss something there, did I?